Welcome back into the workshop. A wee bit of an update, just simply because I wanted to. No, not really. I had made mention in a previous video how I picked up an anomaly, can I use that word? An error, or a bit of a boo-boo, in one of the links that I'm trying to make use of. And one of the holes wasn't square to the surface. So I thought there might have been something wrong with my table accessory thing, been kicked out of level or something. Don't think it was, to be fair. And I think maybe a bit of detritus, bit of swarf, whatever, of the drilling process got in underneath the bit of material being drilled and kicked it out of alignment for that one hole, because the other holes on either side of it were okay. So therefore it wasn't the table. However, before I realised that would have been, made sense, I thought I'd check the table anyway. I used an engineer square that I've had up there for a long time. Actually, it's a friend of mine's father's, and he was an engineer. This one here, and I've used it quite a bit, and I levelled this up. Squared it up, and blow me down, it seemed to have the same amount out on this side as this side, in the same, in the opposite direction sort of thing, meaning the flaming square isn't as square as I thought it was square. Yeah. And I thought, well, oh dear. Now I've got another engineer square, but it won't fit in here for this distance. So I had this wee one. I just bought it maybe a few months ago, and never really used it a great deal, but it's just ideal suited because it's got the base. So nice machined pin that I've got there to measure up against. I butt it up against there, and I'm showing you no photons are getting through. Do it on the other side. No photons are getting through, i.e. no light at all. That's telling me this is square and my other one wasn't. Now I'm going to have to try and address that by lapping it in some way. It's the outside square wasn't square, the inside is. So it's nice having something, and this isn't an expensive one. This was a real, I'm going to say a real cheap one, but it wasn't high end, but hey, I'm pretty impressed. So there's that. However, all that said, when I came to do the squaring up this other direction, which is just as important, I got it out a bit. So I thought, better fix that. So let's have another look. Put the square in there, and doesn't matter where I move my camera, no photons are getting through. What's that telling me? I got it square! Yippee! So now I can check. I have a reliable tool and approach to checking for square. Well, how did I improve it? Remember the other day, maybe I've deleted the video, but I was making comment about using shims to align certain things, and those things were the issues that I had with this top. Well, I have over over some time collected some shims, and these are the shims here. They are 7/100ths of a millimetre. Oh, hang on, I better check that. 7/100ths? No, that was what paper thickness is. So let's just have a quick look, because I don't want to put you wrong, because I really wouldn't want to do that. I've zeroed it out, the digital calipers out, and I'm going to go and check what the measurement is. Yeah, it's 0.1. So it's 1/10 of a millimetre. Isn't that a nice round figure to be working with? Now, there's this other stuff that goes down to 100ths of a millimetre. And that's just ordinary tin foil out of the kitchen. In fact, when you double it up, like I have, it works out to about 2/100ths of a millimetre. So pretty fine. 1/2, even though it reads 1/100ths, it's not quite. Anyway, you can fine tune. I don't know what I'll be using that for, but So anyway, I've got this off the top of the butter, which is the aluminium foil seal, and I flattened it out. I actually just used the shaft of the drill, and I just rubbed it so that all the wrinkles were out, which takes up space, those wrinkles. And I flattened it, folded it in half, put it in there. So that would have been 0.2 of a millimetre. I would have jacked it up, looked at it, not right. Did another layer, so that would be 0.4 of a millimetre, not right. Put this the third piece that had been doubled up, so that's 0.6 of a millimetre underneath there, packed. This is a bit of DPC, and that's 0.9 of a millimetre. What's that saying? My drill press table is quite a ways out of level in that direction. I can counter some of it this way because it's tiltable, but I've got zero adjustment this way. So I know that my top out is out by about 1.5 millimeters over the small distance that I've got these rails. And the distance is probably only 150 millimeters apart or so, might be a bit bigger. But now that I can quantify things a little bit more finely, you can do something about it. And as I said, I am very, very happy with the alignment there. Now other people will do that too, and I've seen some, and they hold the level, the square up, and they too don't get any photons coming through. And it is very satisfactory when you've been able to do that, in this case, and being able to tune it and having a way of doing it. And that's the thing, we get frustrated sometimes in our efforts because there's no way forward, there's no obvious or easy solution. Well, the seal off a butter container was pretty easy, isn't it? Paper, you can use paper. I have the other day, and that was 7/100 of a millimetre. Double it up, 1.4. So you can make those sorts of adjustments. I've got shim material, which is a print plate, and that is 0.3 of a millimetre. So I could have used 2 pieces of that in this situation, but having had this expensive shim material sitting around for quite a while, I thought I'd make use of it. So, yeah. Now, I have marked my rails. I've got 2 pair here, 2 long pair. So I've marked them. I've got them marked at the end to tell me that that's the end that these must be used in pairs with. I set the bar up with the bushings in it, and I pushed it up against a straight edge, an aluminium straight edge, so that not only was the timber pushed up against it, the custom wood, but the bar was as well. So they were sandwiched, together, just on the paranoia side of let's take out all the little alignment issues. Now when I go to assemble it, and I've got no problems in that there will be discrepancies, I just expect that now. I've done everything I can thus far to take all those variances out as much as humanly possible in a woodworking workshop by me. So all the variables. So then after, if that's true, it's the way I think, if that's true, then any inaccuracies I'm going to have to live with, because I've done everything humanly possible in the work, etc. And the tolerances are there for inbuilt, and we can counter that by attaching a aluminium box section like I talked about in the previous video. One of these, it's a 25 by 25, or that other one is a 50 by 25. We can attach those to the rails and then shim those so it parallels the track saw. Whew. That's interesting. No, it's not interesting. That's good that we have that flexibility, because we have to sometimes, don't we? Rightio, that's it. Well, the other thing I'm going to, I'll probably do at some stage, is I'm going to use the digital calipers to measure from the edge of this. This is the rail part of the rail, the section, the moulded section that the track saw itself runs on. I'm going to measure from that to the edge and see whether it's the same. Should be, because it's an extruded piece, of course. So it should be identical. But, and this is unrelated to this stuff, that Makita, it's original material items, tools, accessories. That 1400 long rail and another 1400 long rail aren't the same. They are ever so slightly different, sufficient that I can't really join the two together. I can, but there's a lip when you join them, and that lip is in the actual machining of this, or extrusion of this part of the moulding. It's a known thing. I picked this up from watching some videos, and one of the commentators, or the pod, not podcast, but the channel chappies, woodworkers, he said that is exactly the reason why, and I've got one now too, he bought the 3-metre rail. So I did that after, and it was on special, so I did, because I was going, I've got these 2 rails here that I can join together. Yeah, well, the extrusions weren't the same, and that's what several channel woodworkers have said, that they had the same experience. So it's something that, and one of the videos was 3 years old, so it's been known for a while. I experienced it as well. So sometimes we can assume things are right just because they look it, and then when we dive into it a little bit better, they might not be. I can't see how the extrusion would be out in that sort of measurement there, though. So just saying, we've got to sometimes eliminate the things that we think can't be wrong just to make sure they're not. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Rightio, that's it. Going inside for a cup of tea before I do any drilling. But yes, I'm very happy now with the top alignment, having a process, having the tools to be able to check it. I've got it as good as I can get at this stage. So yeah. Okay, that's it. Cup of tea time. See you later now. Bye.